All right, I just want to do a really quick video to show you how you can go out there and get these peer-to-peer loans or personal loans or whatever. In this example, I'm going to be using a peer-to-peer loan through Prosper, which I've used for over a decade now. And I just want to show you how you can use it, how you can leverage loans and debt and credit and things like that to go out there and invest in things that are going to create assets for yourself, create passive streams of income, and how you can use it to invest in like our program. I'll show you at the end of this video, and how you can again like just leverage these loans and structure them, position them or use them in a way to where it gives you a budget and it also buys you some time. This is how I've used them in the past because just some history about me. I've never made more than about $20,000 a year at a job, so about something like $1,200 or something a month, little to nothing basically, and that's with a college degree and stuff. Just wasn't, very good at getting jobs and going through interviews and all that stuff. And so if that resonates with you, maybe this will help you. So this is my most recent loan. I do this, this is kind of like a little fun hobby for me or whatever. Just just like being curious and seeing what the hoops are to jump through, what the steps are, and for different credit loan vehicles and whatnot. And Prosper's, again, a resource, a marketplace that I've used for over 10 years now. And some of you, the reason you may feel stuck, if that's where you feel like you are, if you're in a position like I described, of don't make very much money. If you live in the U.S. In one of the states that Prosper works in or whatever, lends in, they may lend in all of them now, but when they first started, it wasn't open to everybody. And there are some other alternatives. This is not going to be a master class in how to get approved for Prosper. I just want to introduce you to resources like this because you may not even know they exist. A lot of times we're stuck because we're just ignorant. It's not we're stupid, we're not lazy, we're just ignorant. We don't know that certain resources exist, and if we did, I feel like most people would do those things because it's frustrating to be stuck. So you can see here the $35,000. This is very, very recent. This was last week for the time of me making this video. And again, I just want to prove to myself that I can do this over and over again. It's been about 2 or 3 years since I've gotten my last one. $35,000. I applied on a Tuesday, got approved that day. The money was in my account on that Thursday, so less than 48 hours, and here's what that looks like. I posted it on Facebook. Congratulations, $35,000. And they do have a little origination fee, so the amount that got deposited was a little bit less than that. You can see it's $33,000. So it's not the full amount or whatever. That's just how Prosper works. Every credit card, loan, whatever, everyone's a little bit different. But just want to show you that. And if you scroll down here, you can see I've done this for many years. These dates are a little off. I guess it's paid off on the 12th, so I got this all the way back 2009 or 10 or so. But you can see 2,500, 9, 15, 8, 15, 15. So I've done this a lot. And Prosper is the one that I use, but there's Lending Club, there's SoFi, and those are just the peer-to-peer lending networks, and there's a whole bunch that have popped up now since then. You can see the rate. It's less than a credit card, a little less than 10%, and here's the payment. So I want to show you how I kind of think of these because again, being in a job that didn't pay me very much, I didn't have money for a budget, so I had to get resourceful and think outside the box. And so Prosper just popped up in around 2009 or 10 or whatever, and I've been using them ever since. But this is just one of the many, many, many resources. Like again, this isn't going to be a master class, but just know that credit and credit cards and loans and all that stuff, all of it is just a game. And being broke led me to this world of being able to figure out all this. And this information is really valuable. People, I should charge thousands of dollars for this stuff because this is, it can really help save people and get people ahead, and that's what it did for me. And I just figured out the whole credit card, loans game by being broke basically, because this was, I just wasn't great. Some people are great at getting jobs, and if you're good at that, awesome. But for those of you that aren't, just know, like, again, if you live in the U.S., I don't know how it works in other countries, just know that there's other ways out there just to be resourceful and stuff. And, at the end of the day, again, I'm just throwing out these kind of statements. They're true statements, but I'm not, going to teach a master class and back them up. But basically, money's not really real. It's not, and it's all created from debt. So if you're afraid of debt because of something that your parents told you or Dave Ramsey told you or whatever, every single dollar out there, at least, I don't know since when, but for a long, 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 long time, money is created from debt. And at the end of the day, it's really not anything. It's just a little ledger or whatever, but it's all fake. But so if you know how and it all works, you learn how it works. You can use it to work for you as opposed to work against you. As rich people all over the planet have been borrowing and investing money for years, as opposed to earning money, which is the slow way, earning and saving, or earning and investing. Just borrow it, because it's way faster and simpler once you know what to do to borrow, like what I just said, $35,000, and use it towards a project or building an asset or whatever, than it is to earn it. Like, it used to take me over a year to earn this, and that was gross. So $20,000, and that took me over 12 months, probably, I guess, almost nearly 2 years to earn that, and I could get it, and I just got it in 2 days, which is crazy. So imagine what you could do with that if you had it. So I'm going to show you how or kind of just tell you how I think of this. So we've got $35,000, about $33,000 in my bank account. The payments start in about a month. This is the payment, and it's a 5-year loan. I could have paid more per month, and it would have been a lesser rate, but I did that on purpose just to buy myself some time. And so here's kind of how I think of it. So the payment's this, and I just think of it real simple. Let's pull up a little calculator. So if we do like 740 times 12, that'll be 12 months. There's $8,880. So if we subtract that from, I think it's 33.5 minus 888, then we've got $24,000 left. So what I kind of just showed you there was basically, out of that $33,000 that was deposited in my bank account, I could use a portion of that, keep a portion of that in my bank account to pay off for the next year. So I just bought myself that amount of time, or I could buy myself, 2 years if I wanted to use a little less than this. But that leaves us, if I'm going to spread this out over, there's $24,000 left, I'm going to spread that over 12 months. I just gave myself a $24,000, almost a $25,000 marketing budget. And you can use that to go and invest in things that are going to produce and spit off some passive income or cash flow. And the goal is to build these little assets that are generating more than more than the price of the loan, the cost of the amount that you got, plus the interest. And you can do that very, very, very simply with, there's a lot of different vehicles out there, but we have a program called Elite, and it's, you can go to SEOaffiliatedomination.com/apply. These are the different plans, and you can come in with the full pay, no big deal, or we've even got these payment plans, and they're broken down just a couple $100, some of them per month. And there's only a handful of tools that are very inexpensive to implement the strategy that we teach inside, and it's very, 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 very achievable to make thousands and thousands of dollars a month. I don't want to say you'll be a billionaire or anything, because I don't know what your work ethic is, how hard you're going to do this, try with this information. But worst case scenario would be like, if it took you a whole year just to build some sites, or however you want to implement the strategy that you learn inside, and build some sites and build some little assets that are producing this a month. Could you do that with $24,000? And the answer is like, absolutely yes. The websites, the kind of websites we teach you how to build, we only spend about 10, 20, $30 on, and they take a little bit of clicking buttons and copy and paste, and that's about it. And about 30 minutes to an hour or so to build, depending on how you want to build these sites. But you could just do that over and over and over again. And in some cases, these sites are spitting off, hundreds, even thousands of dollars per site per month, which is crazy, right? So it sounds silly to say to show the kind of returns we get on a regular basis and our students get, but we regularly, again, this is why this 9%, 10%, it could be 20, it could be 50%. It's just silly to me because we get so much more than that in ROI, and it's so this as a budget is ridiculous, because it would probably take you 2 years to even use all this, especially if you're doing this on the side. Like, you don't have to quit your job. You could still have a job and go out there and get a loan like this one, and then cover yourself for the first year or two or whatever. Even if you let's just subtract like 8,800 again. That buys you 2 years of time. You still got almost $16,000, which is, again, a ridiculous amount of money to use towards our strategy. And if you subtract it, like if you went for the full pay and paid $3,000, again, you still got $13,000. That is, you'll see when you get inside the program if it's something you decide to invest in. That is a ridiculous amount of money. It's not like paid traffic, if that's what you're used to, where you can spend this amount in like 15 minutes and still be wrong. And then if you were to get a loan and throw this towards something, you could accidentally click the wrong button, and Facebook or YouTube will charge this to your account, and then you're just screwed. You don't have anything to show. But with this method that we show you how to do inside of Elite, it's very affordable and extremely forgiving. If you get something wrong, it's no big deal. You just build another site, build a different site, and just the amount of money you can make in exchange for, or in return for, the tiny bit of investment that these assets, these sites take to create is insane. It's not on the very, very, very low end. It's not uncommon to get 100% return or whatever, double your money or whatever, because again, these sites are so cheap and or like so inexpensive to put together. So I just wanted to show you. Hopefully that makes sense to you as far as how I get these loans. I'll give you some tips. I would recommend starting a business, but if you're, so that's a just straight up tip. Everybody should start a business. If you don't know where to start, go ask a friend. I'm sure everybody out there knows somebody that has a business. Just ask them how they got their setup. You'll probably, if you're an individual, you'll want to set it up as a LLC and file as an S Corp. So there's a tip. And just find somebody in your area that can help you with that. Everybody knows somebody that owns a business. Just ask them where they got it set up. Get that. But when you're applying for these loans, what they really like to see, again, this is like kind of counterintuitive or whatever, you want to have a business for yourself, and for taxes, you're going to save a lot more money if you have a business. Even if you still got a job, it's just going to work out for you better. You're going to save money. But when you apply for these loans, you got to learn how the game works, and show them what they want to see. So they want to see that you're employed. And so you can either be employed at your current job, or if you're fully, self-employed, or even if you're like employ yourself on the side or whatever. That's another thing. I would go ahead and like add you on payroll. I guess you don't have to start out there, but once you start making some profits, add yourself to payroll for your business. You'll be your only employee. And if you don't want to ever have other employees, that's fine. But just that's something in the future. But they want to see you. They would rather see you as employed, and so apply as employed, because number one, that's actually going to get you approved for more being able to get a higher loan. It's just the way it works. It's kind of weird. It's like it's more beneficial for your taxes to be self-employed and have a business, but yet when you go get loans and things like that. They want to see that you're employed. So again, it's just learning how to play the game, and then yeah, I can't really tell you more than that since this is recorded. But basically, you can kind of fudge your numbers a little bit, and that's kind of all I'll say about that. As far as like how much you pay yourself, how much you get paid at your job, there isn't a lot of documentation that at least Prosper needs. Maybe some of the other ones, marketplaces out there and resources for getting peer-to-peer loans have more. But for this one that you see right here, it was literally just like I submitted some information, and I hopped on a very, very quick phone call they just needed to verify who I was and stuff, and it was in all this money was in my account in less than 48 hours. So it's a very simple process. Just sign up if you don't already have an account, if you're in the U.S., and just try it out like me. When I first got approved, got my first loan, it was only for $2,500. So get it for a small amount if you're just want to see how it works, and then you can get more comfortable with platforms like this. And I encourage you to explore resources like this, because to me it's fun. It's simple. It's pretty easy to get approved for stuff like this, and I would always seek out resources like this before you need them, so that if you ever do need them for real, you already know how the processes all work and stuff. That's why I do this stuff, to kind of just get good at these things before I ever really need them. Same way with credit cards, and again, I could teach a whole master class on credit cards, but that's a whole nother game. But it's once you learn how credit works and how to manipulate that, and how you can use that to just kind of engineer things in a way to get you approved for loans and higher credit limits and more credit cards and stuff like that. Just the world opens up, because you'll start to see that this game of money that you thought was so finite and hard to play, it's really unlimited, because again, it's not really real. It kind of is like Monopoly once you learn how to play. And these vehicles like this, they can allow you the means to go out there and be curious, and or if you already have something that works, pour this giant budget into something that's already working, add some rocket fuel to it, and just 10, 100,000x what's already working. And if you don't have something that's already working, I highly encourage you to check out the program that we've put together, because whether or not you know anything about SEO or affiliate marketing, or you think you're interested in that or not, or whatever, it is one of the few vehicles and methods that produces the result that most people are chasing, which is passive income. You're putting a little bit of effort, a little bit of time, a very small bit of money to build these assets that shoot off and produce passive income. Obviously it requires a little bit of active effort on the front end to get this snowball rolling, but we've simplified it down to just a little bit of clicking buttons and copy and paste. If you can do that, you can succeed with our program. And basically just all you got to do is follow the recipe. We'll even give you the products and the services to promote, because there's basically unlimited. It's infinitely scalable, and there's just so much opportunity out there, and there's so few people doing what we do, and specifically the way we teach it. So hopefully you got some value out of this video. Hopefully you learned something, and look forward to seeing you inside the program. You can apply on this page. Go to SEOaffiliatedomination.com/apply, and I'll see you in the next one.